I was watching a video yesterday and something really hit to me, especially just about Gen Z in general and just men specifically. But I wanted to talk about this just because it did really hit me yesterday, just about just how a lot of things are trending towards, and just the idea of things. Just it really saddens me just to see that a bunch of men are really starting to give up, and they don't really want to fulfill their purpose or their dreams anymore. And just the whole idea of just giving up has just become a really big thing, I feel like, in this generation, due to a lot of things with social media, mental health, and seeing other things online where people might be flexing their Rolex watches or flexing how much money they have. And I think a lot of that is taking a toll on a guy's mental health, as it's showing to them that they aren't capable, supposedly, of being able to live up to that high standards. And that's another thing I feel like is a big problem with this upcoming generations, is that a lot of our standards have become way too high in terms of dating, jobs, and just everything in general. I feel like it's a big issue. I feel like that the fact is that there's not a lot that we can really do, and a lot of it has just kind of come down to how things played out within the past few years or so, with a lot of statistics showing that about 40% to 50% of men feel depressed within the past few weeks and months, even years. And just a lot have even considered, almost around that same percentage, have considered even harming themselves in one way or another, which is another big sad thing to think about, is the fact that male depression is supposedly still going to increase in the future years as we get further down the line with social media and just trying to keep up with everyday life in this big mega city with impossible standards has made it quite difficult for a man to really find success with himself. But guys, you got to remember, with a lot of this stuff, it's all about locking in and putting in that hard work and dedication, because at the end of the day, guys, you got to remember the hard work will pay off, and sometimes life might have to suck for a while. But guys, being able to nurture what you have in the present tense and then being able to get to that future self is going to be so much more rewarding. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that this is a big issue, and I think a lot of it has become just from the development of how big technology has become, with making things super easy, as well with being able to press a button to get food, and just being able to do things just from a tap of a button on your phone. And a lot of this stuff just doesn't seem super rewarding anymore to a lot of people. And you guys, a lot of people too as well, I feel like, have started to see this big problem as well, where I see a lot of people that go to college and get these big college degrees, whether that be in business or being a lawyer, nurse, doctor, whatever it may be. But the fact is, a lot of these low entry jobs are starting to become that they're not really getting the job that they worked hard for. And a lot of these people are putting hard work in school just to get a low entry job and not really getting what they wanted. And I think that's been a big problem, especially with rising costs of inflation and other things like that, have made it really significantly difficult, I think, for just a man as well to be able to provide and pay for other expenses in that terms as well. And I think another thing too that I've seen as well, especially with like dating and stuff as well, is a lot of people have put way too high much standards within themselves due to social media, due to things online, and just what they hear from other people. A lot of people have come to certain stances where they don't want a certain person. They think that they deserve the best of the best, when reality, a lot of these people are somewhat basic. And the truth is, yes, it's good to improve, and I make this all about my channel. You gotta always be improving, becoming the best version of yourself, and always reaching your fullest potential. But I think a lot of people have put way too much high standard on that, and has just made dating a lot harder, and a lot of divorce rates have also been increasing as well as of recent years as well, which I think has made it very clear that a lot of problems within marriage is quite key. And a lot of people see success in it. Of course, there's very successful marriages out there, and that's great. But obviously, there's still a huge population where a lot of people are seeing divorce rates increase because of the lacking problems of standardizations and just other rules and guidelines and goals in general that a lot of these people put themselves on, in terms as well with a lot of these guys of becoming a lot more simping and just being able to put women on pedestal and just being able to do anything they say and not give themselves any type of power to be able to be a man and be able to really provide and do what's right as a husband role. And I think just all in all with this Generation Z, and especially these future upcoming generations, I think we're going to see a big change in society and just how a lot of things that used to work so simply has really just gone down a big hole. And I think it might continue to get worse unless some things are implemented or some people start to figure out and really lock in. Because I think the big thing with a lot of people at this point is some people got to lock in and be able to figure themselves out and figure out where they're at in life and move from there, guys. So as a Gen Zer to you guys now, I don't want you guys to ever give up. Keep pushing hard and keep doing things that you absolutely love, because the hard work will pay off, guys, and you got to be able to stay focused with yourself.